Hey guys, Charling here. So this video is something slightly different. I've had a few folks ask me what software I use when making the videos for the channel. So what I thought I would do is walk you through the process I go through in making the content, as well as talking a little bit about the software that I use for those of you who are interested in making videos yourselves. So about a year ago, after doing a fair amount of research and testing several different video editing software packages, I came across Cyberlink's PowerDirector 12. After reading a number of very positive reviews and testing the trial out for 30 days myself, I was really happy with the package, and I decided to purchase the program and managed to get it on special bundled with their audio software package Audio Director 4, which I've basically been using up until now. So you can imagine I was pretty surprised at how well the program performed, considering that I'd never actually heard of PowerDirector 12 before, and that I associated the name Cyberlink with PowerDVD, which came bundled with my graphics card many years ago. At any rate, so what I decided to do was reach out to Cyberlink last week and asked if they could provide me with the latest versions of the software that I've been using. There is one thing that I do want to make absolutely clear, is that I'm not being paid to make this video. As I said, I reached out to them and they provided me with the latest versions of the software, and only require that I mention that they had sponsored the software to me for this particular video. Otherwise, all the opinions that are expressed in this particular video are my own. With that out of the way, let's get started. So because I make game reviews, impressions and other gaming related content, obviously I need to capture the raw footage first. Now my go-to programs are Shadowplay and DxStory, depending on the situation and depending on the game. Some games don't like DxStory, some games don't like Shadowplay, so there's a little bit of juggling to be had to find out what works best with the particular title. Now if you don't have an Nvidia card, or you don't want to spend money, you can use OBS or OBS Studio to do your capturing for you. It does a pretty good job and can also be used to stream. I do need to say though that there is going to be some degree of learning involved if you've never done it before, what codecs you're going to be using, how you're going to set it up and that kind of thing. But it shouldn't take too long. All the information is easily found on Google. But as I said, this is not a tutorial, so I'm not going to be talking about the specifics and techniques and codecs that you are going to need to do your capturing. So once the game footage is captured and I'm ready to start work on the project, I usually start by making some notes, bullet points, stuff about the stuff that I need to cover. I find that it helps me to be more structured and present the information in a more coherent way, rather than just talking randomly. And then once that's done, I record the audio commentary in Audio Director. As far as audio software goes, I think that Audio Director is pretty good. You can do track recording, which is nice. It's convenient to separate my audio tracks so that I can have my takes on one track and my finals on the other. Also, tracks need to be armed in order to record, so you won't accidentally overwrite anything, which I think is a nice feature indeed. But once that's done, I apply noise reduction, normalize, EQ and compressor effects. These settings are personal preference. The settings you are going to choose to use with your videos are the ones you're going to be happy with. The one thing I think I would have liked to have seen in Audio Director is the ability to save custom presets for the various things like the equalizer and dynamic range settings, because it's a little bit annoying to have to keep setting them for each project. But outside of that, once that is all applied, I go through the clip again, just editing out things that I feel are not necessary in the final commentary. Sometimes it can be stuff I said, or it can just be unwanted vocal sounds and things like that. But once that's done, I can render out the audio and export it as a WAV file, ready to import into my video project. Okay, so let's talk about the actual video editing workflow here. There are many video editing programs out there with varying prices, features and competency. Programs like Sony Vegas Pro are probably really well known, but they're also especially expensive if you're just a hobbyist or you're just starting out, costing around $600, and Adobe Premiere Pro falls into somewhat of a similar price range. Now, when I studied 3D animation, we also studied Adobe Premiere for video editing and video compositing. Now, both Vegas and Adobe have non-pro versions of their software, which were more in my price range, but after testing them, I found that PowerDirector was better for me. It felt more powerful, it felt faster, and fell into a similar price range. Like I could get more bang for my buck without having to sacrifice quality. I paid around $69 for PowerDirector 12 Ultimate, which is the 64-bit version of the program, and it came bundled with Audio Director, which is, in my mind at least, definitely a good bargain. Now, PowerDirector 14, the new version that was sponsored to me, has a large number of new features that weren't present in the older versions, obviously. To be entirely honest, I don't use all of the features since I make gaming video content, but if you guys are interested in filmmaking or non-gaming related videos, I've put a rundown of all the features in the link in the description box below that you guys can check out to see if it contains the things that you would need in a video editing package. Okay, so back to the workflow. Now, once I've loaded PowerDirector, I drop in my audio commentary, my channel intro segment along with the game footage, which I captured earlier and that I'm going to be working on, as well as the end cards for the video with the video previews that I want linked to at the end of the video. The process of video editing itself is going to remain largely the same in almost any of the software that you choose to use, although I think I would caution against using some of the free software if you want to make quality videos and you want to do things more easily. I think the ones that I tried at least didn't offer the same functionality, or in order to achieve the same things, you'd have to jump through a number of hoops in order to achieve it, so things would just take longer. And personally, it just seems that the paid software will cause you less headaches in the long run. But otherwise, once I'm happy with the edit of the video and the audio, I can apply color correction if necessary, which can be done quite easily in PowerDirector itself, at which point I'll render out the video in either 1080p or 1440p at 60 fps or 30 fps, depending on the situation and depending on what is necessary. Then basically I'll upload the video to YouTube, add tags, description cards, and finally publish the video. The amount of time this entire process takes depends on the video, how complex it is, how many overlays or external assets need to be put into the video, but for an average, I suppose it could take anywhere from 3 to 6+ hours in total, and so it's by no means a quick process. In some of my other videos, you'll see various graphical overlays, and these are created in a separate vector art based program in which I use to make my thumbnails as well, which are exported as PNGs into PowerDirector. So if you have the patience or inclination to make cool and interesting videos for YouTube or any other platform for that matter, you can actually do a fair amount with PowerDirector. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I tried a number of different software packages and found PowerDirector to be the best within its price range. So I really would highly recommend you guys check it out if you are looking for an affordable prosumer software package to do your video editing. Also, there are 30-day trials available for all of the PowerDirector packages along with all of the other software on the Cyberlink website. So there's no reason not to test them out if you are interested. I will put some links below if you want to head over there and give them a try. But that about sums it up. That is the software that I use and a little look at the workflow I use for creating my videos. I hope it was informative and helpful to some of you to see this video. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to let me know in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Otherwise, I've been Xiaoling. Until next time.